Looking for some PS Vita games that'll make you pull out your hair in rage? Well, you all know me. I don't have any hair to pull out, so maybe this won't be that bad. It probably will, though. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe and make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below, as well as what games you suggest, because we are talking about difficult, yes, difficult PS Vita games that just make you wanna do not nice things. Sorry, I'm just trying to be YouTube friendly here with this one. Today's video is brought to you by the good supporters of this channel on Patreon and the YouTube memberships. They voted for this topic recently because they voted that they would like to see it. Yeah, I think I said that right. And if you would be interested in voting on future video topics, make sure to check out the links to my Patreon and YouTube membership down below if this is something that interests you. Man, I used to be better at my promos back in my younger days. Alright, let's get stressed out now with my first pick. That goes to The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, or pretty much any Binding of Isaac game. So, picture if you will now, you have a game like The Legend of Zelda that's kind of more old school, over the head, but is a twin stick shooter. Sounds pretty cool, right? Nothing could go wrong with this formula, I'm sure. Until it does. Well, not this game. Well, I mean, it's cool, but it's just very difficult. You see, because this game does play in the vein of a twin stick shooter, you will have many bullet hell moments as you progress further down the line in the dungeons, which might I add are all auto-generated, and usually not in a good way, because then it makes fighting some of the enemies more difficult because you just won't know what to expect next. You just gotta keep trying over and over and over until you get the pattern down. Those enemies that actually have patterns, I mean. Oh, and did I mention too that once you beat the game the first time, the second playthrough becomes even harder, like you need that kind of negativity in your life. But despite all of the difficulty that this game precedes, as in the other entries in the series, just trying to make sense of what I'm saying there, it's actually a lot of fun. Very tight controls, charming bosses, a very cool storyline, and hey, you get to play as some naked child. Not sure what developer ever thought that was appropriate idea, but I guess all the blood and guts just help to go along with the uncomfortableness of it all. Check it out! So if that game didn't provide you with enough stress in your life, maybe this next choice will. Seriously, are you really wanting that? This be Ninja Gaiden, both games that came out on the PS Vita, since they're equally as hard in my opinion. Honestly speaking here, has there ever been a time where Ninja Gaiden hasn't been difficult regardless of what platform it's been on? Even going far back as to the NES days, yeah, those games were all difficult. Heck, I even had the pleasure of playing the obscure arcade version of this franchise back when I was a kid, and let me tell you, it too is extremely difficult. At least a lot of the early enemies look like they're Jason wannabes. It has to have some merit to it. How come they don't get hit with copyright claims? Be that as it may though, this game is hard. Thus, I suppose it should come as no surprise that we PS Vita fans get a taste of the, pain as well. This is a franchise that is all about reflexes, and having your reflexes tested, you will have. Plot twist? Mine are terrible, because you will have enemies coming at you from every angle doing a significant amount of damage, especially depending on what difficulty you choose on this. And being that you're playing a 3D, I guess you can sort of say it's a hack and slash brawler, being able to stay on your toes is never an easy feat with this one, because there will be enemies that you won't even be able to see on the screen that will be attacking you with projectiles, just whittling down your health and I told my therapist I wasn't going to get angry. But that was a lie. I'm gonna get angry. Very, very angry. Oh well, at least we can take solace in the fact that because the PS Vita version of these two games doesn't have the most significant frame rate, you might be able to dodge enemy attacks that you normally wouldn't because of the lower frame rate. Just saying, I know it helped me out of a pinch a time or two. That's a feature, right? And that along with the fact that we have some nice waifus to look at while we're playing this game, it's kind of a give and take. Maybe difficult, but much like with The Binding of Isaac, it's a very solid title with tight controls, so it's kind of worth the stress. But sometimes not really. And hey, who said being a ninja was easy, right? So if you were to ask any PS Vita fan out there what game franchise they would love to have seen a port get on the PS Vita, well, there probably would be a ton. But chances are that the title Dark Souls will be brought up in a conversation or two. But that's two buts in a row. Did you know, guys, that we actually kinda sorta did get a Dark Souls-like spiritual successor, which is weird because the franchise is still ongoing, so, not really a spiritual successor, copycat, clone, whatever you want to describe it as, called Salt and Sanctuary. Yeah, it's a 2D version of what Dark Souls could be. So, do I really have to go into detail as to why this title is difficult? Yeah, if you're going after a franchise such as Dark Souls, then that just kind of comes with the territory. And much like in Dark Souls, you play a nameless warrior, which you can choose as male or female, dress them up to whatever class you want them to be, aka have heavy armor, make them a more speed character, a more versatile character. Wait, I think those are the same things. A healer, magician, you get the idea here. And go off and set on your adventure to find lots of salt and, sanctuary. Yeah, salt is experience in this game, so it certainly lives up to its title, along with the sanctuary parts being your save points. I just love it when a game doesn't lie to me. But much like with Dark Souls, you will be facing huge, ginormous bosses in this game, along with enemies that will pick away at your health very fast. In fact, I would recommend changing your armor and equipment based on what level or dungeon you happen to be on, because some work better against bosses than others, again, much like with Dark Souls. And let me tell you, some of the bosses in this game can take you out in like just 2 hits. And in my sad case, they did. So you better be prepared with plenty of experience, aka salt, and the right equipment to face your demons. But I'm happy to say that, much like with the previous 2 games, this title as well has very solid controls. So while all of the games I've talked about thus far have been very difficult, they've also been very solid at the same time, so that's definitely a plus for us PS Vita fans, even though we're going to be weeping and crying over our game over screen multiple times. You know, as I mentioned earlier, life is about give and take, and trust me, this game will do more taking than giving. Okay, alright now. I think that's enough stress for one day. Those are my personal top choices for difficult games on the Vita, but trust me, there are a ton more out there. Which games do you guys recommend? Please leave me your suggestions down in the comment section below. And if you would like to vote on future video topics, then make sure to check out my Patreon and YouTube memberships, which are also linked down in the video description below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible. So a huge thank you goes out to Mishuga360, Bushin Ryu Cat, Samai241, Milk Sama, Shin Snake, Neoroshi, Alan Iwazu, Reiko Star, Zekrito, Matt Fox, Worthorga, B Mystery, Airkick72, Legion 21, Rendi Azadech, Dr. Super Artie, Matt Hargett, Jamie, Saban Fire, Ricardo Martinez, Mazgus, PSP Guru, Zenkai Ranger, Donut Valley, Tasha Monty, Starlight Mirror, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Lacerated 87, Juan M. Hermosillo, Azumara, 1488 Dental, Burzin Mystery, No Good, Rizal Pliskin, Kayonko, Oridri, That Bro, Buzz Saiyan, Hector Gonzalez, Franz Hartle, Chris Foxhound, Michael O'Connor, Rodrigo Vera, Sculpture Tugel TCG, David Ray, H-Hitter, Crazy Cat, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Jelle, Heston Joseph, Per Sterner, Joseph Shavak, Kevin Enright, Silica, Richard Cruz, Jared Haddo, JR, PS Vita S, VG Legends, Kyle Brooks, Adam Sondi, Claimer Malarkey, Saul Ramirez, Hemdall Imbert, Hero Acer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, and a big thank you to Michael Marchand and Thomas Cromet for the recent outside donations. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and gaining access to a number of perks, including having your name featured on the end credits of these videos, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. I also have some affiliate links from both Amazon and PlayAsia for anyone who is interested in purchasing something from them. Basically, the way it works is so long as you use one of those links to just access their website, then anything you purchase afterwards, a small commission will go to help support this content at no extra cost to you, the consumer. I also have channel merchandise available, and of course, as always, likes and shares can help equally as much. Now, as stressful as all these games were, they didn't even come close to the amount of stress I suffered while dealing with all those copyright claims. Yeah, that's a joke that's just going to be milked to the ground forever on this channel now.